Here with you, and welcome back. So I call this energy, or this reading, the transference of accoutrement. Venus is now in Libra, and Libra is all about strategy and the art of war. If Aries is its opposing sign, not supposing sign, its opposing sign is the strategy, war and strategy, as Mars, the ruler of Aries, or Aries, the ruler of Mars, they're the actual warriors who are on the battlefield, straight to the point. As Libra is the colonel, the strategist, Venus being the goddess of war, she's red hot and fiery. She's no exception to this rule. So will we be experiencing the accoutrements of peace instead of war? Or will the strategies be building? That's an emotional tech, as air and earth will have been predominant. The Aquarius full moon, 29 degrees Aquarius with the sun on Regulus. This is power, the distortion of power, the exposure of distorted power, and or an awakening of a Regulus-like behavior, a Regulus-like figure, calling for the king to step forward, to awaken. As there's been a sleeping kingdom that is set to be awakened, disturbed, hollered at. Four of Cups. You know, although the emotions may seem a bit complacent and or still stale, there's an ease in the emotional body that wasn't there before. With basically no water going on right now, things are at an all-time still. And I don't think we see what's happening. Five of Pentacles. I don't like the Four of Cups and the Five of Pentacles and all the ruin that's happening in the world. And the masculine is set to overcome the feminine, and there's a war against the feminine and the masculine archetypes. A lot of folks think that the war is against color and or class, but the war is against the yin and the yang. Yang to me is fiery, but no, the masculine and the feminine but I'm seeing it play out more as earth and wind, if that makes sense. A little kombucha, if I would. Yes. Woo. The masculine and the feminine at war. Is this the masculine standing up against the woman, against the feminine, is like man standing up against Mother Earth. As the feminine indirectly are elements of Mother Earth, although we all are, but women in particular are direct extensions, as we serve as physical and spiritual portals of ascension and or descension, marking characteristics of her alike, womb carrying and nurturing. As the masculine seeks to control the feminine, there's a disruption in the earth's core, Four of Pentacles. I see a gridlock and perversion. Correct. Perversion. I foresee a gridlock and perversion. So, what do we do about this? The feminine is not understanding that they're actually trying to feminize themselves, not for the act of men, but women should further be feminizing themselves as an act of love for their kind, for this earth. We have the ability to overcome the strife, but the woman and or the feminine must bow down. Ace of Wands. Must bow down to the maternal earth spirit as the masculine seeks to ravage the feminine, continuously raping her, the earth, her. So we have the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Swords. So there is a definitely... Alright, I had to wrangle babies for a second. Back to this reading. Kombucha. What? No satisfying sound. Alright. Ace of Wands. Ace of Swords. So this is the perversion penetrating energy that I'm speaking of. Something that really sticks itself through. Something that really sticks through. Something that really pops through. Something that really breaks through. An initiation and a breakthrough from a stagnant position, and a position that didn't garner any wealth and or well-being. So we have the Four of Cups, the Five of Pentacles, and the Four of Pentacles. So this is the gridlock within the poverty lines and seeking a breakthrough, or having a breakthrough through the poverty lines and or manifesting a breakthrough of the initial foundation. So This is a total renewal and or stage, right? So we have Five of Swords. Yeah, there's a lot of static energy in the past where you couldn't completely discern and or see or comprehend what was going on. There's a lot of like static. So a lot of like just noise in your environment that did not allow you to think or see clearly. Okay, yeah, a lot of thoughts about relationships, a lot of thought of a relationship, a lot of thought of a union, a spiritual union, a spiritual coupling, an emotional coupling, you know, best friends, great friends, cousins. This could be like a really tight-knit, bonded relationship and situationship. And a lot of the thoughts of loss, stagnancy, so breaking through or breaking away from an old relationship, a stagnant position, that inflicted a lot of confusion and or stagnancy. There's a completion and a breakthrough to what was once maybe not necessarily uncertain, because the Four of Cups and the double four here is an 8. It's a very stable number. It's still working and functioning with the turn of events with the Five of Pentacles. And the Five of Pentacles is like everything is at a loss for a second. Like there's no value. Everything's in terror. The Five of Swords echoes that with a lot of like conflict, confliction, affliction upon the mind and or status quo, status place, right? Because that just doesn't look good to me. Five of Pentacles, Five of Wands, Five of Swords, Four of Cups, Four of Pentacles. It's like very yuck, stale, stagnant, like bullshit, you know? It's like no one really like wants to be in these energies, you know? If we would have had the Four of Swords here, would have been like, well, this is a bit more of a healing energy, but it's really not. It's a miser energy. It's a lack energy. It's like too much withholding, and then it's obviously surrounded around relationships, bonded relationships. So Venus in Libra brings strategy, strategizing, seduction into the arena of finances, and as well as couplings, looking for a new spark of passion as well as intuition, bringing on new insights, a clarity of the libido, the clarity of the mind, and the clarity of passion, a renewed passion, a renewed idea and outlook on relationships, a renewal on relationships, a breakthrough on that relationships. Oh, I was going to say, I was looking for a healing and I wasn't sure, but when I went to pick up the deck, the bottom of the deck is an Ace of Cups. So triple aces. Yeah. Oh, High Priestess. Beautiful. Hi. So, I'll shout out to all my High Priestesses out there, first and foremost. Oh, we got that too with the Two of Cups. Yeah, shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to my witches. My bitches. My witches. Let me stop. Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups, Two of Cups. Like the Two of Cups. See, with the Two of Cups in the center, right? So if you take all of this yucky low energy, Four Pentacles, Four of Cups, so like gridlock, be feeling greedy, feeling like you're not having enough, feeling like it's stable, it's grounded, it has its good connotations. You know, Four of Cups is great too. Like you feel calm, you're not worried, you're not stressed, you're like in a contemplative, cool, relaxed place, maybe thinking about, you know, really not going anywhere with the mind state. And it would have been fine until we had the Five of Swords and the Five of Pentacles, because this to me is like, it's conflict, it's loss, it's pain, it's a little bit, it's turmoil, and again, terror. And so the Two of Cups is smashed or smushed in between this beautiful outlook of new beginnings. I mean, the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Swords. I mean, we having a breakthrough on the spiritual realm, the passionate side, the creative side, and the logical mind, as well as thinking. It's echoed here that we do have a solid and firm foundation to stand on, which is gorgeous, right? So for some reason that's not really going away, as we needed that foundation. All right, now these wanted to come out. The High Priestess wants to come out. All right, so this could be secrecy, Knight of Swords, someone coming out of secrecy, someone spreading a secret, someone who has a secret to tell, someone who has a secret to share, someone who no longer wants to hold on to the secret, moving away from the secret, which is exactly right, because the Knight of Swords and the Chariot is moving away from secrecy or being hidden, wanting to come out of the dark, right? Being called up from the dark, Judgment, being called up from the past, Judgment, movement forward, clarity in the mind, renewal. Ooh, I like this energy. Let's keep bringing it in. Okay, so we have dog, loyalty. So someone who will remain loyal and who does things by the books. So this is loyalty, friendship, companionship. This is also someone who is studious, someone who is interested in law, rules, learning, exercising the mind, as well as, again, doing things by the book, doing things in an orderly and ruly fashion, right? Really putting the scruples and morals before, ahead of the self and in life. And then we have coffin, right? This is kind of any secrets that one has of another. I think I see it, you know, taking some of these secrets to the grave, maybe taking some of these disloyalties and putting them into the grave. Also, just calling it an ending and a quits, maybe, even when there's a tendency to stick around longer than you should because you want to do things right, but the coffin is like calling for an ending, like kind of like dead that shit. And then we have the anchor and the fish. So I see you may be holding yourself back from some abundance because the anchor is something that weighs, that you drop into the ocean to pinch yourself into position, and you may move and sway with the ocean, which may give you the illusion of movement, but truly there's no movement because you're anchored, and you could be keeping yourself from major abundance, which is the fish. Also, this is also security and an anchoring of abundance as well. So once you put this loyal dog down, in the sense that like you're the loyal dog, and for reasons that you may not even understand, but all having to do with your morale. This also could be kind of allowing some unnecessary weight to be deaded, and so that you can remain loyal to your original companion or your original companionship. This is anchoring financial gain and abundance, as well as wealth. This is also some more learning, and maybe you can teach an old dog new tricks after all. Let's get a Queen of the Moon oracle. So we have 4 of them that dropped out. So we have beauty, 2, number 20, 2, 20. Oh, there we go. 2, look at her. Beauty, the path, oh, what a pain. Boundaries, and change, exactly. So I believe the way to change is by understanding that your own boundaries may have been trapping you. And the way to the path, or the way to making sure and understanding that you're on the path, is in your right and in your light and pursuing beauty. Everything that is nature, maternal, feminine, beauty. You know that you're on the right path when you are pursuing true beauty, innate inner beauty, which requires that you take care of yourself, that you love yourself, that you pamper yourself, that you do the things that honor yourself. Because as we honor ourselves, we honor the earth. And now more than ever, the feminine needs to not focus on impressing the masculine, but focus on impressing the feminine and loving the feminine. For we are in charge, or we have a grand effect on the change that is to happen, or the change that is happening. Okay. Thunder Moon, definitely. So things are being shaked up. Yeah, change. 35. 5 plus 3 is 8. 8. Just disrupting that stagnant foundation that was once prevalent in the past with the Four of Pentacles and the Four of Cups, disrupting that with the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Wands. Promising a new love opportunity as well as spiritual renewal, Ace of Cups. Realigning with the path, or understanding that one is on the path and that we can release ourselves of the boundaries we once imposed on ourselves, as we are now the ones imposing boundaries on the self. Disrupting that path and really embracing your beauty. So I believe that's a big gist of Venus and Libra at this time. I wasn't expecting any of that information, but I'm going to honor it as it has come through. I'm also a little bit like rusty, and I'm trying to reawaken into getting back into this kind of work. Although I didn't even look at a chart. I haven't looked at a chart in days. But yeah, this is our channeled message for the hour, for the day. So I'll talk to you soon and later.